One group set sells for $300, another sells for $4,000. Both move a chain across a cassette. Both change gears when you push a lever. Both do the same fundamental job that bicycle drivetrains have been doing since the 1980s. So here is the question every cyclist eventually asks. Is the $4,000 group set actually worth 13 times more than the $300 one? And if not, where exactly does the real performance stop and the marketing begin? There are 7 distinct levels separating the most basic group set you can buy from the most advanced one available in the world. And almost every rider, whether they realize it or not, is sitting somewhere on that ladder right now. This is the complete map. What you actually get at each level, what each one costs, and the one level that almost every experienced cyclist quietly agrees is the best value the group set market has ever produced.
Level 1 is Shimano Claris. It is the group set most cyclists never chose. It came on the bike when they bought it, and they never thought about it again. 8 speeds in the back. Basic shifting action that works but demands deliberate lever throws. You will find Claris on road bikes under $800 bought, from big box retailers, department stores, and entry-level direct-to-consumer brands. Claris does its job. It shifts gear when you ask it to. The gaps between gears are wider than anything higher up the ladder, because 8 speeds spread across a cassette leaves more space between each ratio. On flat roads, you will not notice. On climbs where you want that perfect gear that sits exactly between 2 options, you will feel the gaps. The typical Claris rider is someone who just started cycling, someone who is not sure yet whether they love the sport, or someone who needs a bike primarily to get from A to B. It is the right group set for where it sits. It is just the first rung. And something predictable happens within the first few months of actually riding. The shifting starts to feel vague. The lever action feels heavy. The rider starts wondering what a better group set actually feels like. That curiosity is exactly how Level 2 begins. Level 2 is Shimano Sora and Shimano Tiagra. Sora adds 1 gear, 9 speeds versus 8, and the difference in lever feel is immediately noticeable. The throw is shorter, the click is more defined, the shift lands where you expect it to. Sora typically appears on bikes between $800 and $1,200 and represents the first group set where a rider starts to feel like the drivetrain is working with them rather than against them. Tiagra steps it up further to 10 speeds and begins borrowing technology from the group sets above it. The forearm crank design comes directly from higher tiers. The braking has been upgraded with technology that trickles down from Shimano's flagship range. A complete Tiagra group set retails for approximately $700 and appears on bikes in the $1,200 to $2,000 range. Here is the honest truth about Level 2. A significant number of cyclists who ride at this level for a few years and then try something more expensive come back and say the jump was not as dramatic as they expected. Tiagra is a capable group set used for tens of thousands of miles by serious recreational riders around the world. Many of them never feel the need to leave, but some do. And when they do, they arrive at the most important level on this entire list.
Level 3 is Shimano 105. Introduced in 1983 and continuously refined for over 4 decades, 105 is the group set that has defined serious recreational cycling for an entire generation. The current version, the R7100, runs 12 speeds mechanically and is also available in Di2 electronic form. A complete mechanical 105 group set retails for approximately $1,200. The Di2 electronic version sits at around $1,800 and has been called by multiple cycling publications one of the best value components in cycling history. What changes at 105 is not dramatic in any single area. The shift action is more refined than Tiagra. The lever ergonomics are improved. The weight comes down noticeably. The components are built to tighter tolerances that translate into more consistent long-term performance. What changes significantly is the overall experience. A well-maintained 105 drivetrain on a quality bike feels like the sport you have been working toward. The shifts are crisp. The system is reliable. The components are widely available everywhere in the world. 105 is where diminishing returns quietly begin, and Level 4 is the first place where that reality becomes undeniable.
Level 4 splits into 2 very different paths, Shimano Ultegra and SRAM Force AXS. Shimano Ultegra Di2 R8100 retails as a complete group set for approximately $2,000. It is the group set that professional cyclists train on when they are not racing. The shifting is near silent. The front derailleur auto-trims automatically to eliminate chain rub without any rider input. The Di2 battery lasts approximately 1,000 kilometers between charges. Everything about the experience is quieter, lighter, and more immediate than 105. SRAM Force AXS enters the conversation here as a fully wireless alternative. No wires anywhere. Each derailleur has its own battery. The shift logic is different from Shimano.
One lever for harder gears, one for easier, both simultaneously for the front. SRAM Force AXS retails at a similar price point to Ultegra Di2 and offers genuine competition in performance terms. A rider moving from 105 to either of these group sets will feel the difference. The shifts are faster. The system is more consistent over long distances, as cables stretch in mechanical systems and electronics do not. The weight drops by a meaningful amount. But here is what the industry does not put in the advertisement. Independent testing consistently confirms that the performance gap between a properly maintained mechanical 105 and an electronic Ultegra Di2, in terms of actual riding outcomes for a recreational or club-level cyclist, is real, but small. Very small.
You are paying an additional $800 for a difference that matters more to your experience of riding than it does to your actual speed.
Level 5 is Shimano Dura Ace Di2 and SRAM Red AXS. Shimano Dura Ace Di2 R9200 retails as a complete group set for approximately $4,500. SRAM Red AXS sits at approximately $4,000 at current retail pricing. Both are the group sets worn by the riders you watch at the Tour de France, Paris-Roubaix, and every major professional race on the calendar. The engineering at this level is genuinely extraordinary. Dura Ace Di2 weighs approximately 2,500 grams for a complete group set. The shifts are described by riders who use them as telepathic. Think the shift and it happens. The system has been refined through decades of professional racing feedback. SRAM Red AXS responds with wireless freedom and marginally lighter weight at around 2,496 grams, with arguably superior ergonomics for certain hand sizes. Both are remarkable pieces of engineering. Both are used to win the most important bicycle races in the world. And here is the honest number that should accompany every conversation about this level. Independent analysis confirms that Dura Ace offers approximately 2 to 3% performance improvement over Ultegra at 60% higher cost. The weight difference over the level below is real, but amounts to roughly 75 grams in a complete group set. For an amateur racer, this weight difference is measurable on a scale and essentially unmeasurable on a road. Dura Ace and Red AXS are the right group sets for professional cyclists, and the very small number of amateur racers competing at a level where fractions of a percent genuinely determine outcomes.
Level 6 is the Team Issue Professional Build. This is not a group set you walk into a bike shop and order. This is Dura Ace Di2 or SRAM Red AXS, specified and built by a professional team's mechanics to the exact tolerances required for the rider using it. Components are selected individually and weighed before installation. Ceramic bearings replace standard bearings at every contact point. Chain rings are chosen based on the specific gradient profiles of the stages ahead. Cassette ratios are determined in conversation with sports directors and performance coaches. The group set itself at this level may be mechanically identical to what a consumer can purchase at level 5. What differs is the specification, the assembly, the supporting components, and the ongoing maintenance that surrounds it. A professional team mechanic spends hours on a group set that a consumer might service once a season. You are not buying the group set. You are buying the entire ecosystem of knowledge, preparation, and precision that surrounds it. For that reason, Level 6 does not have a retail price. It exists in a category that money alone cannot fully access.
Level 7 is prototype and unreleased technology. Every major group set manufacturer maintains a development program that runs years ahead of what reaches the market. The group sets that professional riders test in training camps, in early season races, and in classified test conditions are not available to the public because they are not finished products. They are working experiments. Shimano's development of the next-generation Dura Ace, widely anticipated at Eurobike 2026 based on industry reports, has been in rider testing for months before any public announcement. SRAM's development pipeline similarly produces components that appear on professional bikes before any consumer has seen a specification sheet. These group sets represent the ceiling of what bicycle drivetrain technology can currently achieve. They are engineered by teams of specialists, tested by professional athletes, and refined through real-world race conditions that no laboratory can replicate. They are, by definition, unavailable, and they will remain unavailable until the manufacturer decides the technology is ready for release. So where does this leave you if you are thinking about your next group set? If you are just starting out, Claris and Sora will teach you the sport without punishing your bank account. They work. They are reliable. They are repairable anywhere. If you want a meaningful step up without significant expense, Tiagra delivers most of what 105 offers at a lower price and is genuinely underrated by the market. If you want the group set that has defined serious recreational cycling for 40 years, 105 is that group set. Mechanical or Di2. Both are excellent. Both represent the clearest value the market offers.
If you race competitively at club level and can genuinely feel the difference between systems, Ultegra Di2 or SRAM Force ACX represent the point where the investment starts making sense relative to the benefit. If you race at the highest amateur or semi-professional level, Dura Ace Di2 or SRAM Red ACX are the right tools. They are extraordinary. The honest advice is still to invest in coaching and bike fit before considering this level. And here is the quiet truth underneath all 6 levels. The group set that makes the biggest difference to how fast you ride is almost always the one attached to the bike you ride the most. A well-maintained 105 on a bike that fits and gets ridden 4 times a week will outperform a Dura Ace Di2 on a bike that does not fit and gets ridden once. The hierarchy is real. The differences are real. But the rider who rides consistently will always beat the rider with the most expensive group set who does not. Thanks for watching. If you want honest breakdowns of every major cycling component decision, no marketing, just the real picture, you know what to do.